One of our traditions that we celebrate every year in the movement is the distribution of patrons. Now this is historic. It goes back quite a ways, probably into the 60s. I don't think quite into the 50s, but in the novitiate in Ireland, they started out because one year they decided they were going to give out holy cards of different saints, and with each saint they would give a virtue, and then some little tag about the virtue that explains it a little bit one way or another. And that was so popular that they decided to keep doing it, and then other places started to hear about it and they wanted to do it too. So it very quickly spread all through the Legion and then all through the whole movement. So the idea is that each one of us gets a patron, a saint to pray to. And this is something that, maybe some of you already have saints in heaven who you feel are your friends. They're people that you kind of know, and when you have problems, you go to them, or maybe you go to them on a daily basis and are very close to them and ask for their prayers and for their help. It's not unusual that people have saints like that who are their helpers. So if you've never had that before, at least you can start out now, because you have this one who you're going to get for your patron for this year. And that's going to be a saint that helps you and prays for you, and especially is going to be helping you trying to get one specific virtue. We don't always know what kind of virtue we're going to get. It's always a surprise. Sometimes we get a virtue and it's like, why did I get this virtue? I never expected this. I was thinking like, I really need to work on this one. I really need to work on that one. But instead I got this one and I'm totally puzzled. And sometimes you stay puzzled for a while. It might be even for months that you're not really sure why you got it, but you try and build that relationship with that saint, and that saint is going to be helping you. And then one day all of a sudden it dawns on you, it's like, now I see why I got this. It makes a lot of sense, because what I needed to be working on in order to get this, that, and the other thing that I wanted to get is, it turns out it's this virtue, but I never looked at it the right way before. But now all of a sudden I've had an insight, I've had an inspiration from God, and I see that, yes, in fact, this is a virtue that's going to help me a lot. And so we believe that the Holy Spirit is present, and He's going to help us to get the virtues that we need. Sometimes we're going to be puzzled, sometimes it's going to be confusing. But if we just accept it as a gift of the Holy Spirit, that He wants us to have a relationship with this saint and He wants us to be working on this virtue, it'll probably help us a lot. Almost everybody says, if they take it seriously, they say that, that this, I feel like I'm closer to this saint. I feel like this saint is somebody who I know personally now and who helps me, and I'm going to keep praying to them even after this year is over. And this virtue was something that, even though I didn't understand at the beginning, I really did need. And now that I understand, I'm praying God to give me more of that virtue. I'm working on that virtue, and I'm seeing how it helps me more and more in my life. For whatever reason, I didn't understand at the beginning, but I understand now. The Holy Spirit always knows what He's doing. We don't always know what He's doing, but He knows what He's doing, and He gives us exactly what we need, even when we don't expect it.